Chosen one, listen to me carefully, because this message is not for everyone. This did not reach you by accident. This did not show up in your life randomly. This is not just another video. This is not background noise. This is a divine interruption. And if your spirit already feels the weight of these words, then you need to stay. God is sending something into your life that you cannot announce yet. Hear me. You cannot announce it yet. You cannot post about it yet. You cannot hint about it yet. You cannot run to the people who used to clap for your pain and expect them to carry the weight of your promise. God is not telling you to be quiet because He is withholding from you. He is telling you to be quiet because He is protecting what He is sending to you. This is not a suggestion. This is not symbolic. This is not about being mysterious. This is not about acting better than anyone. This is about obedience. Some blessings must be protected in silence before they can be revealed in strength. Some doors must open privately before they can stand publicly. Some seeds must stay underground before they can survive the sunlight. Chosen one, everybody cannot know what God is doing. Everybody cannot hear what God whispered to you in the secret place. Everybody cannot handle your increase. Some people can celebrate your struggle because your struggle makes them comfortable. They can handle your tears. They can handle your delays. They can handle your almost. But they cannot survive your promotion. They cannot survive your peace. They cannot survive your favor. They cannot survive the version of you that no longer needs their approval. And God knows this. God sees what you cannot see. God hears conversations you were not invited into. God knows the hearts behind the smiles, the jealousy behind the questions, the monitoring behind the support. So when He says be silent, He is not punishing you. He is covering you. He is not rejecting your joy. He is guarding your destiny. If you are casual, if you are here to mock, if you are looking for gossip, if you only want something to repeat to someone else, this message is not for you. You can leave now. But if your spirit feels a holy warning, if something in you knows God has been telling you to stop explaining, stop announcing, stop giving access to people who have not earned it, then this word is for you. Before we go deeper, like this video as an act of agreement with God's instruction. Subscribe so you do not miss the next instruction for this season. And if you are ready to obey in silence, comment, I will protect what God is sending me. Because this time, chosen one, your mouth will not sabotage what your obedience is meant to secure. Chosen one, God is not hiding the blessing from you. He is hiding it for you. Hear that again in your spirit. He is not hiding it from you. He is hiding it for you. Because what God is forming cannot be exposed to every eye while it is still tender. What God is preparing cannot be placed in the hands of people who did not sit with Him in the secret place. What God is building in your life needs covering before it needs celebration. You thought the silence meant delay. You thought the quiet meant rejection. You thought because nobody could see it, maybe nothing was happening. But God said, I have been working where people could not watch. I have been forming what they could not touch. I have been guarding what they would have tried to kill with their opinions, their envy, their fear, their unbelief, and their careless words. This is the reframe. God is not punishing you. God is not ignoring your prayers. God is not making you wait because He forgot your name. He is covering the blessing while it forms. He is hiding the promise while it gains weight. He is protecting the answer while it matures enough to stand in the open. Roots grow in darkness. Do not miss that. The part of the tree that holds everything up does not grow in applause. It grows underground. It grows where nobody claps. It grows where nobody posts. It grows where nobody understands. But without the hidden root, the visible fruit cannot survive the storm. You want fruit, but God is working on roots. You want announcement, but God is building foundation. You want people to see the blessing, but God is making sure the blessing can carry visibility without collapsing. Babies grow in the womb before they are held in public. Seeds are buried before they break the surface. Precious things are often hidden before they are revealed. And chosen one, God often covers what He intends to crown. He covers it because it is valuable. He covers it because it is vulnerable. He covers it because it is assigned. He covers it because the wrong exposure at the wrong time can invite the wrong attack. Do not confuse being hidden with being forgotten. Do not confuse being quiet with being weak. Do not confuse obedience with shame. Silence is not insecurity when God told you to be still. Silence is not fear when God has not released you to speak. Silence is maturity. Silence is discipline. Silence is alignment. Silence is you saying, Lord, I trust your timing more than I trust my need to be seen. Chosen one, this is not about being secretive. This is about being obedient. This is not about acting strange. This is not about cutting everybody off just to feel powerful. This is about knowing that every revelation has a release date. Every promise has a process. Every blessing has a season where it must be carried quietly before it can be displayed openly. What is revealed too early can be attacked before it is established. What is spoken too soon can be handled by people who do not have the grace to honor it. What is exposed before God covers it in strength can become a target while it is still forming. And some of you have already learned this the hard way. You told the wrong person too early. You shared the dream before it had roots. You announced the door before you had walked through it. And suddenly confusion came, doubt came, questions came, strange resistance came. The joy drained out of what God gave you because you handed sacred information to common conversation. But God is correcting that now, not to shame you, to protect you. He is teaching you that everything He shows you is not meant to be shared immediately. Some things are meant to be prayed over. Some things are meant to be journaled. Some things are meant to be carried in silence until He says, now speak. So settle your spirit. Stop interpreting hiddenness as abandonment. Stop interpreting quiet as failure. God is covering what He is about to crown. And if He has not released your mouth, do not force the moment. Let the roots grow. Let the seed break open underground. Let the blessing become strong in the place where only God can see it. Because when He reveals it, chosen one, it will not come out fragile. It will come out covered, established, and ready. Chosen one, your mouth is not a small thing in this season. Your words are not just sounds. Your words are keys. Your words are doors. Your words are signals. Your words are invitations. And when God has not released you to speak, your words can expose what your obedience was meant to cover. Listen carefully. Some of you are not losing battles because the enemy is stronger. You are losing battles because you keep telling the enemy where to aim. You keep announcing the amount. You keep saying the date. You keep naming the person. You keep describing the opportunity. You keep repeating the dream. You keep exposing the confirmation. You keep telling people your next move before God has released it into the open. And then you wonder why resistance shows up in a place that was peaceful before you talked. This is spiritual mechanics. Exposure attracts interference. Interference creates delay. Delay creates frustration. Frustration tempts you to doubt God. And now the same blessing that gave you joy starts to feel heavy because you opened a door God never told you to open. You gave access to voices that were never assigned to advise you. You invited opinions into a matter that was supposed to remain between you and God. You allowed human commentary to enter a divine process. Chosen one, not every conversation is innocent. Stop being naive in the name of being nice. Some questions are fishing lines. They are not asking because they care. They are asking because they want details. Some compliments are measurements. They are smiling while they are trying to calculate how far you have gone, how much you have received, who opened the door, and whether they are still ahead of you. Some listening ears are open doors for envy. They sit quietly, they nod, they say, I'm happy for you, but their spirit cannot honor what God is doing in you. And this is why God said, shut your mouth and listen to me. Not because He wants you anxious, not because He wants you paranoid, not because He wants you suspicious of everyone, but because He wants you discerning. There is a difference between love and access. There is a difference between kindness and permission. There is a difference between being honest and being uncovered. The enemy cannot read your mind, but he can listen to your mouth. Hear that again. He cannot read your mind, but he can listen to your mouth. He studies what you keep repeating. He watches what you keep reacting to. He pays attention to the names you keep mentioning, the doors you keep celebrating, the fears you keep confessing, the timelines you keep declaring. Your mouth can become a map if you do not surrender it to God. That is why you must stop giving unnecessary updates. Stop telling people, I think this is about to happen. Stop saying, by this date, everything should change. Stop saying, this person is helping me. Stop saying, I had a dream and God showed me exactly what is coming. Stop telling the wrong ears, the amount, the date, the name, the opportunity, the dream, the confirmation, and the next move. If God did not release it, keep it covered. This is not fear. This is wisdom. This is not hiding in insecurity. This is guarding in obedience. You do not owe everybody an explanation just because they are curious. You do not owe everybody access just because they ask with a soft voice. You do not owe everybody details just because they knew the old version of you. Some people had access to your struggle, but they do not have authorization for your strategy. Chosen one, the blessing is still forming. The door is still opening. The instruction is still unfolding. Do not let your mouth run ahead of your assignment. Do not let excitement become exposure. Do not let loneliness make you leak sacred information to unsafe people. Pray it before you post it. Journal it before you share it. Ask God before you answer. Pause before you explain. Because in this season, silence is not emptiness. Silence is a locked door. Silence is a covered seed. Silence is a guarded treasure. Silence is you telling heaven, I will not open what you have covered. I will not reveal what you are still protecting. I will not speak before you release me. And when your mouth comes under obedience, your blessing remains under covering. Chosen one, now hear the painful truth. Not everyone who loves you can handle your increase. Not everyone who smiled with you in the valley can stand beside you on the mountain. Not everyone who prayed for you when you were crying can rejoice when those prayers start working. And this is where many chosen ones get wounded, because you assumed love automatically meant capacity. You assumed history automatically meant honor. You assumed because someone knew your pain, they were qualified to know your promise. But God is correcting that assumption. The issue is not whether people know you. The issue is whether they have the capacity to honor what God is doing in you. Some people knew you when you were struggling, and they preferred you that way. They may never say it with their mouth, but their reaction reveals it. They liked you better when you were always explaining yourself. They liked you better when you needed their advice for every decision. They liked you better when you were behind, broken, uncertain, and dependent. They liked the version of you that made them feel stronger, wiser, higher, more stable, more important. But now God is lifting you. Now God is healing you. Now God is opening doors that do not require their permission. Now God is putting confidence in your spirit. Now God is teaching you to move without begging for approval. And some people cannot handle that shift. They love being close to your weakness, but they are uncomfortable being close to your strength. They could handle your need, but they cannot handle your increase. This is not hatred. This is discernment. Do not twist this message. God is not telling you to become bitter. God is not telling you to despise people. God is not telling you to walk around suspicious, cold, and hard. He is telling you to steward access. Because access to your life must match the season God has placed you in. When the season changes, the level of access must be reviewed. When the assignment increases, the circle must be examined. When the blessing becomes weightier, the ears around you must become safer. Some people can love you and still lack maturity. Hear that again. A person can love you and still not have the maturity to carry the news of your elevation. They may love you, but comparison rises in them when you win. They may love you, but fear comes out of them when you start moving differently. They may love you, but control wakes up when they realize they no longer have the same influence over you. They may love you, but jealousy speaks through their questions, their silence, their jokes, their delays, their sudden distance, their strange advice. Chosen one, love is not always enough for access. Familiarity is not always enough for information. Blood is not always enough for trust. Years are not always enough for permission. Some people have proximity to your life, but they do not have grace for your destiny. They know your name, but they do not know your assignment. They know your past, but they cannot perceive your future. And because they cannot perceive it, they may mishandle it. So, do not tell the jealous listener too early. You know the one who listens, but their spirit tightens when you speak about progress, the one who asks questions but never carries peace, the one who becomes quiet when you share good news but energetic when you share a problem. Do not tell the competitive friend too early, the one who turns every blessing into a comparison, the one who cannot simply say, God is good, without reminding you what they have, what they did, what they are expecting, and how they are next. Do not tell the emotional manipulator too early, the one who makes your obedience feel like betrayal, the one who says, so you were not going to tell me? The one who uses guilt to pull information out of you, the one who treats boundaries like rejection. Do not tell the family member who uses access as ownership, the one who believes because they are related to you, they have the right to know every move, every number, every door, every relationship, every private instruction from God. Honor does not mean exposure. Respect does not mean you must hand over sacred details. And do not tell the person who turns prayer requests into private discussion. Be careful with this one. They say, "I just want to pray," but your information becomes conversation. They say, "Tell me so I can stand with you," but then they repeat your matter under the cover of concern. Everybody who says they are praying is not covering. Some are reporting, some are analyzing, some are feeding curiosity with spiritual language. And God says, stop giving holy information to unguarded mouths. Chosen one, what God is sending you is not common, so it cannot be handled with common access. This blessing has weight, this door has assignment on it. This increase is connected to your obedience, your healing, your family line, your future, your calling, your next level of responsibility. This is not just a new thing. This is a God thing, and a God thing must be protected God's way. Stop measuring safety by how long someone has known you. Measure safety by how they respond to God in you. Do they honor your obedience, or do they pressure you to explain? Do they protect your confidence, or do they plant fear? Do they strengthen your faith, or do they awaken confusion? Do they celebrate without needing control? Do they listen without turning your life into a discussion? Do they respect silence without punishing you for it? Because some people do not want the blessing destroyed. They just want to be included before God invited them. Some do not think they are jealous. They just cannot stand not knowing. Some do not think they are controlling. They just believe your life should remain open to them because it always was. But chosen one, always was, does not mean always will be. God is shifting your access. God is tightening your circle. God is teaching you that every person who walked with you in one season is not assigned to stand in the inner room of the next. And yes, it may hurt. It may feel uncomfortable. It may feel like you are changing. You are. You are changing from exposed to guarded, from needy to discerning, from anxious explaining to quiet obedience, from handing out details to protecting divine instruction. That is not pride, that is maturity. So let them love you from the level they can handle. Let them know what God releases you to share. Let them be outside of the details and still be treated with kindness. But do not confuse kindness with access. Do not confuse forgiveness with re-entry. Do not confuse being at peace with someone with giving them the key to your next move. God is not asking you who knows you. He is asking who can honor what He is doing in you. And until He shows you that clearly, keep the blessing covered. Keep the details guarded. Keep your mouth surrendered. Because not everyone who loves you can handle your increase, but the ones assigned by God will not need to manipulate you for access. They will honor the covering. They will respect the timing. They will pray without prying. They will celebrate without competing. And they will understand that silence, in this season, is not rejection. It is stewardship. Chosen one, the closer you are, the quieter you must become. Hear this in your spirit. The closer you are to the door opening, the less you can afford careless speech. The closer you are to the manifestation, the more precise your obedience must become. Because near breakthrough, silence is not just wisdom. Silence becomes precision. God works in seasons. There is a time to testify loudly. There is a time to stand in front of people and say, "Look what the Lord has done." There is a time to speak boldly, to declare publicly, to release the testimony, to let others see the fruit of what God carried you through. But there is also a time to move quietly. There is a time to prepare privately. There is a time to obey instructions that nobody else understands. There is a time to let God finish the work before you invite voices into the room. Do not confuse every urge to speak with a release from God. Sometimes the urge to announce is not confirmation. It is a test. It is a test of maturity. It is a test of discipline. It is a test of whether you can carry something without needing applause. It is a test of whether you trust God enough to be quiet while He is still arranging the details. Chosen one, when the breakthrough is far away, people often talk loosely because they think nothing is at stake. But when the breakthrough is near, the instruction becomes stricter because the stakes are higher. God starts dealing with your mouth. God starts dealing with your reactions. God starts dealing with your need to defend yourself. God starts dealing with the little hints, the emotional posts, the indirect messages, the desire to prove to people that He chose you. He says, do not announce it early. Do not speak from anxiety. Do not defend what I have already confirmed. Do not try to convince people of a door I am opening by my hand. This is not the season to prove. This is the season to prepare. This is not the season to explain. This is the season to obey. This is not the season to be loud. This is the season to be steady, covered, obedient, and right on time. Not early, not loud, not anxious, not emotional, not impulsive, not driven by pressure, not moved by curiosity, not controlled by people who want details. Steady, covered, guarded, prayerful, discerning, obedient, right on time. Some of you feel the blessing getting closer, and that is why the temptation to speak has become stronger. You feel something shifting. You feel the atmosphere changing. You feel doors unlocking. You feel God confirming what He whispered long ago. And because you feel movement, your flesh wants to help God reveal it. Your emotions want to run ahead. Your excitement wants to post. Your frustration wants to say, you will see. Your wounded place wants to prove that the people who doubted you were wrong. But God said, let me handle the reveal. Let me handle the timing. Let me handle the witness. Let me handle the table. Let me handle the ones who misunderstood you. Let me handle the ones who counted you out. You do not need to prove that God chose you. The blessing will speak when God releases it. The door will speak. The fruit will speak. The peace on your life will speak. Your stability will speak. Chosen one, precision means you do not speak just because something is true. You speak when God releases it. Precision means you do not answer every question. You answer what God permits. Precision means you do not let emotion schedule your testimony. You let obedience schedule your testimony. Because a word spoken too early can create noise around what still needs covering. So when the urge rises, pause. When excitement rises, pray. When someone asks, what is going on with you? Do not panic. You can smile and say, God is working. That is enough. When they push for details, stay settled. When they try to make your silence personal, stay obedient. When your flesh wants to defend, breathe. You are not being rude. You are being governed. This is the mark of maturity. You can know something and not announce it. You can receive confirmation and not expose it. You can be close to breakthrough and still move with restraint. That is power. That is discipline. That is spiritual alignment. Because what God is doing in this season will not be rushed by your anxiety or delayed by your silence. If God told you to be quiet, your silence is part of the timing. Your silence is part of the protection. Your silence is part of the strategy. The closer you are, the quieter you must become. Not because you are afraid, because you are aligned, because you are covered, because you are obeying. And when God says, now, it will not be early, it will not be forced, it will not be anxious, it will be right on time. Chosen one, God is not only dealing with the people around you, He is dealing with something inside you. Hear me carefully. The command to be silent is not only about enemies, envy, interference, and spiritual attack. It is also about the part of you that still needs to be seen before it feels secure. It is about the part of you that still needs reassurance from people before you can rest in what God already said. God is detoxing your need to be seen. He is detoxing your need to be validated. He is detoxing your need to be understood by people who were never assigned to understand you. He is touching the place in you that feels uncomfortable carrying a promise quietly. Because some of you do not talk because God released you to speak. You talk because silence makes you anxious. You explain because being misunderstood scares you. You post because waiting feels invisible. You defend because you still believe people's opinions can cancel what God confirmed. But God said, let me heal that. Let me heal the part of you that keeps reaching for human confirmation. Let me heal the part of you that feels unsafe unless somebody claps. Let me heal the part of you that needs people to notice the shift before you believe the shift is real. Because if God confirmed it, that is enough. If God spoke it, that is enough. If God opened it, that is enough. If God is covering it, that is enough. Chosen one, look at the old pattern. Talking too much, explaining too much, defending yourself too much, posting too quickly, hinting too often, giving updates to people who never prayed you through anything, trying to make people see what God showed you in secret. trying to convince people you are changing, trying to prove that the blessing is coming, trying to get someone to say, "I believe you," when heaven already said, "It is done." This is why silence feels uncomfortable at first. It exposes what noise was covering. It shows you where you were addicted to reaction. It shows you where you were living from emotional urgency instead of spiritual authority. It shows you where you were speaking, not because it was time, but because your nervous system wanted relief. You wanted the pressure to leave. You wanted the excitement to have somewhere to go. You wanted the frustration to be heard. You wanted the misunderstanding to be corrected immediately. But God is retraining you. Silence is retraining your nervous system to stop jumping at every trigger. Silence is teaching your spirit to stop begging for understanding from people who are not assigned to understand. Silence is bringing you back to peace. Silence is bringing you back to prayer. Silence is bringing you back to the voice of God instead of the noise of people. This is healing. Do not miss it. God is not just protecting the blessing from them. He is preparing you for the blessing itself. Because if you cannot hold a blessing quietly, you may not yet be ready to carry it publicly. If you need applause while it is still forming, what will happen when it is visible? If you need validation before the door opens, what will happen when criticism comes after it opens? If you cannot be steady in the hidden place, visibility may shake you. Authority is not loud. Authority is not anxious. Authority is not desperate. Authority does not need to keep proving itself. Authority is settled. Authority is calm. Authority is obedient. Authority can sit with a word from God and not leak it to unsafe ears. Authority can be misunderstood and remain peaceful. Authority can be questioned and still stay covered. Authority can know, "God told me," and not need a committee to agree. Chosen one, this is maturity. The old you needed to explain. The healed you can obey. The old you needed to be seen. The healed you can be hidden. The old you needed people to validate what God said. The healed you says, "Lord, your word is enough for me. This silence is not empty. It is forming you. It is stabilizing you. It is teaching you to carry weight without needing noise." So let God detox the craving. Let Him remove the need to announce. Let Him calm the urgency to defend. Let Him teach you how to be full without being loud. Because the blessing God is sending requires a steady vessel. And when you no longer need people to confirm what God already confirmed, you will know you are becoming ready. Your peace will speak. Your obedience will speak. Your silence will speak. And when God releases you, you will not speak from insecurity. You will speak from authority. Chosen one, when you tell the wrong person, you invite the wrong war. Hear that clearly. Some battles did not begin because God failed to protect you. Some battles began because you shared what should have remained in prayer. You opened your mouth in a moment of excitement, pain, loneliness, or pressure, and the wrong ear became a doorway for discouragement, a doorway for delay, a doorway for confusion, a doorway for sabotage, a doorway for spiritual attack. This is not to condemn you, this is to correct you. God is not trying to scare you, He is teaching you how to stop handing weapons to what was sent against you. Because some of you have been asking, "Lord, why is there so much resistance around this?" And God is answering, "Because you exposed it before I released it. You told the dream while it was still fragile. You told the plan while it was still forming. You told the blessing while it was still undercovering. You spoke from excitement, but the listener received it through envy. You spoke from trust, but the listener carried it with a contaminated spirit." Chosen one, not every attack looks dramatic. Sometimes attack looks like sudden criticism after you shared good news. Sometimes it looks like strange tension where there used to be peace. Sometimes it looks like people pulling away for no clear reason. Sometimes it looks like unnecessary advice that sounds wise, but makes your spirit heavy. Sometimes it looks like planted doubt. Are you sure God said that? Do you really think that will work? Maybe you should wait. Maybe you are moving too fast. Maybe you are not ready. And before you know it, what God gave you in peace now feels covered in confusion. That is how the wrong war begins. It does not always begin with a loud enemy. It begins with a seed of fear, a seed of comparison, a seed of pressure, a seed of confusion, a seed of impatience. One conversation, one comment, one look, one strange reaction. One person who did not have the grace to hear what you shared, and now you are fighting thoughts you did not have before you spoke. You are questioning timing you had peace about before you told them. You are defending something God never asked you to defend. You are carrying emotional weight from a conversation God never told you to have. This is why silence is protection. Silence starves opposition. What is not exposed cannot be easily targeted. What is not announced cannot be easily mocked. What is not revealed cannot be easily copied. What is not explained cannot be easily manipulated. The enemy cannot attack every detail when you stop giving him details. People cannot twist what you never handed them. They cannot sabotage what they cannot locate. They cannot pressure what they do not know. They cannot plant doubt around a door they do not know God is opening. Silence does not remove every battle. Do not misunderstand this. You will still have to pray. You will still have to stand. You will still have to obey. You will still have to endure pressure. But silence stops you from feeding battles God never assigned to you. There are wars that come with destiny, and there are wars that come from exposure. There are battles God gives grace for, and there are battles your own mouth created. God will sustain you in the battles He assigned, but He is also teaching you not to multiply unnecessary warfare through careless speech. Chosen one, think back. How many times did peace leave after you told someone? How many times did momentum slow after you shared the details? How many times did confusion enter after you asked the wrong person for an opinion? How many times did you feel strong in prayer, then weak after one conversation? That was not coincidence. That was access. You gave access to a voice that did not carry the spirit of agreement. You gave access to someone who could hear your words but could not honor your assignment. And now God is saying, enough. Enough explaining sacred things to unsafe people. Enough handing your next move to those who are secretly hoping you stay still. Enough letting people pressure you outside of divine timing. Enough letting anxious advice override holy instruction. Enough letting someone's fear become your delay. Enough letting someone's jealousy become your burden. You must learn the difference between counsel and contamination. Godly counsel brings clarity, peace, conviction, and alignment. Contamination brings heaviness, fear, striving, confusion, and pressure. Godly counsel may correct you, but it will not disconnect you from God's voice. Contamination will make you feel like you have to rush, prove, perform, explain, or defend. Pay attention to the fruit after the conversation. Do you feel clearer, or do you feel clouded? Do you feel steady, or do you feel shaken? Do you feel drawn back to prayer, or do you feel pulled into panic? This is spiritual warfare, but it is also spiritual maturity. You cannot keep blaming warfare while refusing discipline. You cannot keep asking God to protect what you keep exposing. You cannot keep praying for peace while letting every curious voice into the inner room. God is guarding you by correcting you. He is protecting the blessing by training your mouth. He is protecting your focus by reducing unnecessary access. So stop telling people because you feel pressured. Stop telling people because they ask. Stop telling people because you want them to understand. Stop telling people because you are excited and need somewhere to put the overflow. Put it in prayer. Put it in your journal. Put it before God. Let heaven hold what people cannot handle. Let God be your first listener, your safest counselor, your covering, your confirmation. Chosen one, the wrong listener can turn a blessing into a battlefield before it is even born, but your obedience can close the door. Your silence can shut down unnecessary warfare. Your restraint can preserve your peace. Your discipline can protect your momentum. This time, you will not feed the battle. This time, you will not leak the instruction. This time, you will not hand weapons to what was sent against you. You will stay covered. You will stay quiet. You will stay aligned. And the blessing will remain protected until God says it is time. Chosen one, now you must discern the difference between witnesses and watchers, because everyone who watches your life is not assigned to witness your blessing. Hear that again. Everyone who sees movement around you is not assigned to stand close to what God is doing in you. Everyone who pays attention is not covering you. Everyone who notices the shift is not praying for the shift. Some are witnesses, some are watchers. And if you do not discern the difference, you will give witness-level access to people who are only watching for information. A witness is someone who can stand with you without needing to control you. A witness can pray, cover, celebrate, correct, and keep confidence. A witness does not need every detail to remain faithful. A witness can hear, God is working, and know how to pray without prying. A witness can celebrate your increase without making it about their insecurity. A witness can correct you without crushing you. A witness can protect your name when you are not in the room. A witness can hold sacred information without turning it into conversation. But a watcher is different. A watcher monitors. A watcher studies your movement. A watcher asks questions, not because they are covering you, but because they are collecting. A watcher wants updates. A watcher wants access. A watcher wants to know what changed, who called, what door opened, who you are connected to, why you are quiet, why you look peaceful, why you stopped explaining, why you are not as available as you used to be. They are not always loud. They are not always obvious. Sometimes watchers come with smiles. Sometimes watchers come with concern. Sometimes watchers say, "I was just checking on you," but what they really mean is, "I am trying to see what is happening." Chosen one, this is where discernment must become sharper than emotion. Because your heart may want to believe everybody means well. Your history may want to excuse every strange reaction. Your loneliness may want to keep people close, even when your spirit is warning you. But God is teaching you to pay attention. Do not only listen to what people say, watch what their spirit does when God starts blessing you. Notice who becomes uncomfortable when you are peaceful. Some people were comfortable when you were always overwhelmed, always explaining, always needing them to calm you down. But now that God is giving you peace, they do not know what to do with you. They poke, they question, they try to pull emotion out of you. They bring up old wounds. They remind you of old failures. They almost seem disappointed that you are not falling apart anymore. That is a sign. Notice who questions every blessing. Every time God opens a door, they have a concern. Every time you move in obedience, they have a warning. Every time you receive favor, they have suspicion. Are you sure? Is that wise? What if it does not work? Why would they choose you? Do you think you are ready? Correction from godly counsel brings clarity, but constant questioning from a watcher brings heaviness. It does not sharpen you, it drains you. Notice who minimizes your obedience. When you say, "God told me to be still," they call you dramatic. When you say, "I am not sharing details right now," they call you secretive. When you say, "I need to pray before I answer," they say you are doing too much. When God gives you boundaries, they make you feel guilty for obeying. Chosen one, anyone who mocks your obedience is not qualified to manage your access. Anyone who pressures you to disobey God for their comfort cannot be trusted with the details of your next season. And notice who only checks in when something new is happening. They were quiet when you were healing, quiet when you were fasting, quiet when you were crying, quiet when you were rebuilding. But the moment there is movement, the moment there is a hint of increase, the moment your name starts entering rooms, suddenly they appear. What is going on? Tell me everything. Why did I have to hear it from someone else? That is not always love. Sometimes that is monitoring. Sometimes that is curiosity wearing the clothes of concern. This is why God is teaching you access levels. Everyone cannot know everything. Some people can know you are blessed, but not the details. Some people can know God is moving, but not the location, the timing, the amount, the connection, the conversation, the instruction. Some people can hear the testimony after the manifestation, but they cannot be present during the formation. Some people can celebrate the baby after it is born, but they cannot be in the room while it is being carried. Some people can see the fruit, but they cannot touch the root. And that is not hatred, that is order, that is stewardship, that is maturity. Boundaries are not revenge, boundaries are not punishment, boundaries are not you trying to prove you are better than anyone. Boundaries are protection for the assignment. God is not telling you to become cold, He is telling you to become covered. God is not telling you to walk in suspicion, He is telling you to walk in discernment. God is not telling you to reject people, He is telling you to stop giving sacred access to casual watchers. Chosen one, a watcher wants the benefit of closeness without the responsibility of covering. A witness understands that access is holy. A watcher needs control. A witness honors timing. A watcher gets offended by silence. A witness respects obedience. A watcher compares. A witness celebrates. A watcher spreads. A witness covers. A watcher waits for weakness. A witness prays for strength. So stop apologizing for the access God is reducing. Stop feeling guilty because you no longer tell everybody everything. Stop letting people make your boundaries feel like betrayal. If God told you to be quiet, then silence is obedience. If God told you to cover the blessing, then privacy is protection. If God told you to wait, then no one's curiosity has authority over his timing. You can love people and still limit details. You can honor people and still withhold information. You can be kind and still be quiet. You can forgive and still not reopen the inner room. This is not bitterness. This is wisdom. This is not fear. This is alignment. This is not isolation. This is consecration. God is going to show you who can witness and who has only been watching. He will show it through reactions. He will show it through pressure. He will show it through the fruit after conversations. He will show it through who respects your peace and who tries to disturb it. Pay attention. Do not override the warning because you want to be liked. Do not ignore the check in your spirit because you have known someone for years. The blessing is too important. The assignment is too weighty. The season is too sensitive. Everyone who watches your life is not assigned to witness your blessing. Let watchers watch from a distance. Let witnesses stand where God permits them to stand. And until God releases more, keep the details covered. Keep the access guarded. Keep your heart clean. Keep your mouth surrendered. Because in this season, the right boundaries will protect the right blessing from the wrong eyes. Chosen one, the blessing needs roots before it needs applause. Hear that in your spirit. What God is building in you needs depth before it can survive visibility. A seed does not need a crowd when it first goes into the ground. A seed does not need hands clapping over it while it is still breaking open in the dark. A seed needs covering. A seed needs time. A seed needs pressure. A seed needs hidden work beneath the surface before it can stand in the open air. And this is why God is telling you to remain silent, because some of what He has given you is still in seed form. It is real, but it is fragile. It is blessed, but it is forming. It is from God, but it still needs roots. And if you announce a seed too early, people may start expecting fruit before God has finished developing the root system. They may celebrate the idea, but then their celebration becomes pressure. They may clap for the promise, but then their applause becomes expectation. They may get excited about what is coming, but then you start feeling forced to perform before the blessing has structure. This is not delay, this is depth. Chosen one, hear me clearly. This is not delay, this is depth. God is not wasting time. God is building beneath the surface. God is strengthening what people cannot see. God is forming roots that will hold you when the weather changes, when opinions shift, when resistance rises, when people misunderstand, when the applause stops, when the questions come, when the pressure increases. A shallow blessing cannot survive strong winds. A shallow identity cannot survive public attention. A shallow foundation cannot carry heavy favor. So God is taking you deeper before He takes you wider. He is letting you receive quietly. He is letting you build quietly. He is letting you heal quietly. He is letting you sign quietly. He is letting you move quietly. He is letting you save quietly. He is letting you prepare quietly. Not because nothing is happening, but because too much is happening for careless exposure. Do not despise the quiet construction. Do not despise the hidden foundation. Do not despise the season where only you and God know what is being formed. Roots grow in darkness. Strength forms in silence. Stability is created before visibility is released. And when God is doing root work, people may not understand why you are not announcing more, posting more, explaining more, showing more, proving more. Let them wonder. Let them assume. Let them watch from a distance. You stay planted. Because applause too soon can intoxicate the part of you God is trying to mature. Applause too soon can make you protect an image instead of obeying an instruction. Applause too soon can make you rush the process because people are waiting to see results. Then, what began as a blessing becomes a performance. What began as obedience becomes pressure. What began as God's work becomes your need to maintain public excitement. No, let God finish the foundation. Let God finish the roots. Let God finish the inner structure before people celebrate the visible result. Let Him make you steady enough to carry what He is sending. Let Him make you private enough to protect it, humble enough to steward it, strong enough to withstand it, and disciplined enough not to trade depth for attention. Chosen one, what is rooted can survive weather. What is rooted can survive opinions. What is rooted can survive envy. What is rooted can survive resistance. What is rooted does not collapse because someone questions it. What is rooted does not panic because someone misunderstands it. What is rooted does not need constant applause to remain alive. It draws strength from beneath, from the place nobody sees, from the hidden connection between you and God. So stop asking for visibility before you have depth. Stop asking people to celebrate what God is still stabilizing. Stop becoming discouraged because the blessing is quiet right now. Quiet does not mean empty. Hidden does not mean forgotten. Covered does not mean canceled. This is not delay. This is depth. And when the roots are ready, the fruit will not need to beg for attention. When the foundation is finished, the structure will stand. When God releases the reveal, you will not be anxious, unstable, or desperate for approval. You will be grounded. You will be steady. You will be able to receive applause without needing it, carry visibility without worshiping it, and handle increase without losing your peace. Until then, stay rooted, stay covered, stay quiet. Let God build deep before He shows wide. Chosen one, now you must learn how to obey the silence without becoming isolated in fear, because there is a difference between holy silence and fearful silence. Hear me clearly. God is not telling you to disappear because you are ashamed. God is not telling you to hide because you are paranoid. God is not telling you to live suspicious, nervous, tense, and controlled by what people might do. No, holy silence is not fear. Holy silence is disciplined obedience with peace. You are not being called to panic. You are being called to practice. You are not being called to shut down your heart. You are being called to surrender your mouth. You are not being called to reject everybody. You are being called to stop giving details where God has not released details. There is a holy way to be quiet. There is a peaceful way to be private. There is a mature way to obey without becoming cold, distant, bitter, or afraid. So, start with this daily practice. Before you speak, pause. Do not answer everything immediately. Do not let pressure pull words out of you. Do not let excitement make you careless. Pause before the text. Pause before the phone call. Pause before the post. Pause before the explanation. Pause before you give the update. And in that pause, ask God, did you release me to say this? Not, do I feel like saying it? Not, will they be upset if I do not say it? Not, can I trust them with part of it? Ask the real question. Lord, did you release this detail? Chosen one, that one question will save you from many unnecessary battles, because sometimes God will allow you to speak generally, but not specifically. Sometimes you can say, God is working, but you cannot say where. Sometimes you can say, I am preparing, but you cannot say for what. Sometimes you can say, please pray for me, but you cannot share the whole conversation. Sometimes you can say, there are some things I am keeping before God right now, and that is enough. Stop believing you owe everyone a full explanation. You do not. Stop believing privacy is dishonesty. It is not. Lying is dishonesty. Manipulation is dishonesty. Pretending is dishonesty. But privacy is stewardship. Privacy is order. Privacy is wisdom. Privacy is knowing that every truth does not need to be released to every person at every time. Jesus knew when to speak, and he knew when to be silent. He was not confused. He was not afraid. He was aligned. When people ask personal questions, pray before you answer, even if the prayer is silent and quick. Lord, guard my mouth. Lord, give me wisdom. Lord, help me answer with peace. You do not have to be rude. You do not have to act mysterious. You do not have to make people feel small. Just answer simply, I am still praying about that. I am not sharing details yet. God is working, and I am staying quiet until He releases me. I appreciate your concern, but I need to keep this private right now. Simple, clear, peaceful. Do not over-explain your boundary. The more you explain, the more room you give people to negotiate. The more you defend, the more you invite debate. The more you try to prove that your silence is valid, the more you weaken the authority of your obedience. Say what needs to be said and stop. Let your yes be steady. Let your no be steady. Let your silence be steady. And when the urge to announce rises in you, do not just suppress it. Redirect it. Turn the urge to announce into prayer. Turn the excitement into worship. Turn the pressure into preparation. Turn the desire to post into planning. Turn the need to be seen into gratitude. Say, Lord, thank you for what you are doing, even before anyone knows. Say, Lord, Make me ready for what you are sending. Say, Lord, strengthen the roots before you reveal the fruit. That is how you turn emotional overflow into spiritual alignment. Journal what cannot yet be shared. Write the details down with God. Write the dates. Write the confirmations. Write the prayers. Write the fears. Write the instructions. Write the gratitude. Let the page hold what people cannot hold. Let prayer hold what your mouth wants to release too soon. Let preparation hold the energy that used to go into proving. Some of you do not need to tell more people. You need to prepare more deeply. You need to organize. You need to plan. You need to study. You need to heal. You need to build quietly. Reduce unnecessary updates. Not every movement needs a witness. Not every feeling needs an audience. Not every open door needs an announcement. Not every conversation needs to become content. Stop giving progress reports to people God did not assign to the process. Stop proving that something is happening. Stop hinting so people will ask. Stop leaking pieces of the blessing because silence feels uncomfortable. If God told you to keep it covered, keep it covered. And chosen one, if this is speaking to you, comment, I choose holy silence, not as a performance, not as a trend, as a declaration. My mouth will not sabotage my miracle. My excitement will not outrun my obedience. My need to be seen will not expose what God is still protecting. I choose holy silence. But hear this warning. Do not turn this instruction into fear. Do not become so afraid of people that you stop loving. Do not become so guarded that you stop receiving healthy counsel. Do not become suspicious of everyone who asks a question. That is not discernment. That is fear wearing spiritual language. Holy silence has peace on it. Fear-based silence has torment on it. Holy silence makes you steady. Fear-based silence makes you anxious. Holy silence keeps you aligned with God. Fear-based silence keeps you controlled by people. If shame is making you hide, let God heal you. If paranoia is making you withdraw, let God steady you. If someone's control is making you feel like you cannot speak when God releases you, let God free you. This silence is not bondage. This silence is not punishment. This silence is not you shrinking. This silence is you obeying timing. You are quiet because God said wait. You are private because the blessing is still covered. You are restrained because your mouth is surrendered. You are peaceful because heaven is in control. So practice it daily. Pause, pray, discern, answer simply, journal privately, prepare quietly, give thanks continually. Speak when God releases you and remain silent when He does not. That is maturity. That is protection. That is alignment. And as you obey, your peace will return. Your clarity will sharpen. Your spirit will settle. You will no longer feel forced to explain what God is still forming. You will no longer confuse silence with loneliness. You will understand that you are not isolated in fear. You are covered in obedience. And chosen one, hear the hope in this. You will not have to stay silent forever. This is not permanent muting. This is not God burying your testimony. This is not heaven telling you that what He has done will never be seen, never be spoken, never be celebrated. No, there is a release coming. There is a moment appointed by God when the same mouth He told to be quiet will be released to give Him glory. There is a time when the hidden thing becomes the revealed thing, when the covered thing becomes the crowned thing, when what was protected in silence is presented with power. But you must understand the difference between a premature announcement and an appointed testimony. A premature announcement says, look at me, validate me, believe me, confirm me, celebrate me, before the fruit is ready. An appointed testimony says, look at God. He did what only He could do. He sustained me when nobody saw it. He protected me when I could not explain it. He worked in the hidden place until the evidence could speak for itself. One is driven by anxiety. The other is released by authority. One needs applause to feel real. The other gives God glory because the fruit is already undeniable. Chosen one, a testimony released in God's timing carries more power than an announcement made in anxiety. Hear that again. A testimony released in God's timing carries more power than an announcement made in anxiety, because when you speak too early, you may have to keep explaining. You may have to keep defending. You may have to keep proving. You may have to keep convincing people that God really said what He said. But when God releases the testimony, the blessing will carry evidence. The fruit will speak. The door will speak. The peace will speak, the restoration will speak, the elevation will speak, the answered prayer will speak. Some people doubted you because they could not see what God was doing under the surface. Some mocked you because your silence looked like nothing was happening. Some misunderstood you because your obedience did not make sense to them. Some assumed you were stuck. Some assumed you were forgotten. Some assumed the promise had failed. But God was working in the hidden place. God was arranging what they could not trace. God was strengthening roots they could not see. God was building a testimony that would not need argument. Do not let their misunderstanding force the blessing into the open too soon. Do not let pressure make you speak before God releases you. Do not let excitement rush your mouth. Do not let offense say, "I will show them." Do not let loneliness say, "I need someone to know." Do not let pride say, "They need to see who I really am." No, stay submitted, stay still, stay covered. If God has not released it, do not reveal it. If God has not opened the door for the testimony, do not turn your private confirmation into public performance. Because when God unveils it, chosen one, you will not need a long explanation. You will not need to chase people down and prove that He was with you. You will not need to defend the process. You will not need to rehearse every tear, every betrayal, every delay, every quiet night, every prayer whispered when nobody knew. There will be a grace on the reveal. There will be weight on your words. There will be evidence in your life. And even those who never understood the silence will have to recognize that something sacred was happening while you were quiet. So let anticipation replace anxiety. Let hope replace restlessness. Let obedience replace the urge to announce. The day of release is coming, but it belongs to God. Not early, not late, right on time. And when He says speak, speak with humility. Speak with gratitude. Speak with clarity. Speak without revenge. Speak without needing to embarrass those who doubted. Speak to glorify the God who covered you, carried you, corrected you, and crowned what He first concealed. Until then, keep the testimony in His hands. Let Him finish the work. Let Him set the stage. Let Him choose the moment. Because what God reveals in His timing will not sound like noise. It will sound like power. It will sound like wisdom. It will sound like victory. And the same silence that protected the blessing will become part of the testimony that proves God was faithful all along. Chosen one, let us seal this now in prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, guard my mouth in this season. Put a holy watch over my words. Stop me before I speak from excitement. Stop me before I speak from fear. Stop me before I speak from pressure, loneliness, pride, offense, or the need to prove that you are working. Teach me to pause. Teach me to listen. Teach me to obey the quiet instruction even when my emotions want to talk. Lord, if you have not released me to say it, give me the strength to keep it covered. Sharpen my discernment. Let me know the difference between those who are assigned to cover me and those who are only watching me. Expose wrong access. Expose hidden envy. Expose false concern. Expose every place where I have been giving sacred details to people who cannot carry sacred responsibility. Not so I can walk in suspicion, but so I can walk in wisdom. Not so I can become cold, but so I can become covered. Not so I can reject people, but so I can obey you without confusion. Father, remove from me the need to be validated by people. Heal the part of me that wants to announce too early because I want someone to believe in me. Heal the part of me that wants to explain everything because I am afraid of being misunderstood. Heal the part of me that wants applause before the roots are ready. Let your confirmation be enough. Let your voice be enough. Let your timing be enough. Make my heart steady while my blessing is still hidden. Make my spirit peaceful while my testimony is still forming. Protect what you are sending. Protect the blessing from envy. Protect it from interference. Protect it from confusion. Protect it from the wrong hands, the wrong eyes, the wrong conversations, and the wrong timing. Cover the seed. Strengthen the roots. Guard the door. Hide what needs to be hidden and reveal what needs to be revealed only when the appointed time comes. Lord, I surrender the blessing back to you. I surrender the timeline back to you. I surrender my mouth back to you. And chosen one, declare this with your whole spirit. I will not speak before time. I will not expose what God is covering. I will not hand my blessing to envy. I will not let excitement outrun obedience. I will not let pressure pull me out of alignment. I will not leak what God told me to protect. I will move in silence until God releases me. My mouth is surrendered. My heart is steady. My blessing is protected. My timing belongs to God. Receive this comfort. God is not against you. God is covering you. This quiet season is not emptiness, it is protection. This silence is not punishment, it is preparation. This hidden place is not proof that nothing is happening. It is proof that God values what He is building enough to guard it before He reveals it. The blessing is safest when the mouth is surrendered, the heart is steady, and the timing belongs to God. If this message confirmed your season, like this video as an act of agreement. Comment your prayer requests below, because we are standing together in obedience, discernment, and divine timing. Share this message with another chosen one who needs to protect their blessing and stop speaking before release, and subscribe so you do not miss the guidance God is sending for this next season of obedience. Now write this declaration in the comments. My blessing is covered until God reveals it, not as noise, not as performance, as agreement. My blessing is covered until God reveals it. Not early, not late, right on time.